Direct billing, should you do it? Will it increase your clinic revenue? If so, how can you add it to your clinic services without taking on that huge administrative load? Today we'll address all of those questions in under 20 minutes. But before we start, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. We really appreciate it. And if you like this content and want to see more just like it, please give us a thumbs up below and subscribe to our channel to get notified every time we go live. All right, let's get started. Hi, I'm Lauren Beckett, Special Projects Manager here at InnoCare, and we're a health technology partner with TELUS Health eClaims. So we're lucky enough to be joined today by Jason D, Product Director at TELUS Health. Thank you for joining us today, Jason. Can you tell our viewers a bit more about yourself?
Sure. Thanks for having me. I'm Jason, as you mentioned. I've been the Product Director here at TELUS Health for just over a year, and I have the privilege of managing the product strategy and vision for our extended or allied healthcare provider strategy, and driving TELUS Health towards that shared vision. I'm excited to share my knowledge with your viewers today.
Great, it's our pleasure. So let's get started with a little context. What is TELUS Health eClaims?
That's a great question. It's a web-based claim submission service that lets allied healthcare providers submit insurance claims on behalf of their patients. Through eClaims, you get a direct link to major insurance providers where you can submit claims and get immediate real-time confirmations on coverage and direct payments too.
In even simpler terms, it's an online service that clinicians can use to directly bill insurers for services that they provided.
100%. And it's completely free for healthcare providers and for their patients.
That's great. So today we'll be talking about how offering direct billing as a service will increase patient satisfaction, improve your patient visit average, get you more new patients, and of course, save you money. We'll also talk a little bit about the logistics of taking on this new task at your clinic and how to make that as easy as possible. Okay, so let's start with how direct billing for your patients will increase overall satisfaction.
That's a great place to start. I know for us, we hear from our users every day about how offering direct billing has increased their patient satisfaction.
In previous webinars, we've talked about creating those wow experiences for your patients. This is one service that will do just that. I think it's important to remember that insurance paperwork can be overwhelming for a lot of patients.
Absolutely, it can be for sure. When you take on billing for your patients, you're adding another extension of your care, reducing stress for your patients and lowering their out-of-pocket expenses at the same time.
To add to that point, direct billing also helps your patients budget so they know exactly how much their copay is going to be and how they can plan to pay for it.
It's definitely a way to show consideration for their time and money. And to be honest, it's not a lot of extra work for you to take on to improve your patient's experience significantly.
And that has a financial impact too. We were doing research for this webinar and came across a study by InfoQuest. They found that a satisfied customer contributes 2.6 times more revenue to a business than an only somewhat satisfied customer. And a totally satisfied customer contributes 14 times more revenue than a somewhat dissatisfied customer.
Exactly. So any added administrative work is covered by the added revenue generated by providing better service by direct billing. You also get the added benefit of customer loyalty.
For sure. That's a great point. To summarize, offering your patients direct billing improves patient satisfaction by reducing your patient's financial stress, lowering your patient's out-of-pocket expenses, and of course, decreasing the amount of paperwork your patient needs to complete.
Absolutely. At TELUS Health, we recognize that within the Canadian healthcare system, there is a dire need for increased patient satisfaction, and offering direct billing is one way you can do that.
That's a great point. One I think that most clinicians watching this can really relate to. That brings us to our second benefit of offering direct billing, and that's increasing your patient visit average.
That's the average number of times a patient visits a clinic, correct?
Yes. So patient visit average, or PVA, is one of the metrics we use to measure the financial health of our InnoCare Assist clinics. You can calculate your own PVA by adding your initial assessments plus your treatments divided by your initial assessments over a larger period of time, say 8 weeks. For example, if over 8 weeks you had 40 initial assessments and 200 treatments, then your PVA would be 6.
Wow, sounds like a very helpful metric to see if you're retaining your patients effectively.
Exactly. If you're a physiotherapy clinic with a PVA under 6, it means you have some improvements to make to improve your overall patient experience. Direct billing can help decrease patient self-discharging and then increase your PVA.
There's nothing worse than patients self-discharging because they're worried about the upfront cost of treatments.
Absolutely. Knowing your PVA gives you a bird's eye view on when patients stop seeking treatments, and that way you can start to investigate the whys.
Obviously, some patients require shorter treatment plans than others, but as an average, it can help you gain valuable insight into your practice as a whole.
For sure. So in our own tests, we can see that simply by offering direct billing as a service, a clinic increases their overall PVA. That's without any other service changes. There's any number of reasons for this, but some of the feedback we get from our clinics is that patients can better plan their care when they know how much coverage they have. They're able to book appointments in advance without worrying that the monetary impact or the monthly household budget is going to be out of whack. And patients can work with their clinician to adjust their treatment plan to, say, incorporate more home exercise if their coverage is limited.
Direct billing really takes away a lot of the financial stress of seeking care that's outside of government funding models. Lauren, has InnoCare looked into correlation between direct billing and a reduction in appointment cancellations?
We have, and I'm sure a lot of patients cancel therapy sessions because they just can't afford to pay upfront. It's a really common cancellation reason, and if you think about how little effort it is to do something like direct billing, you can ensure that you're getting the treatments you prescribed to make sure they're getting better, and it just makes sense.
That's so true.
And obviously, PVAs are important for running a clinic, but getting your patients better is, of course, important too. That level of care is why people choose you to begin with. So offering direct billing increases your clinic's PVA by giving patients peace of mind that they can afford their treatment, and your clinic can book appointments in advance. Which brings us to the next benefit, and that's getting more new patients into your clinic.
Oh yes, new patients. I think we can agree that whether a clinic offers direct billing or not definitely plays a role in many patients' decisions when choosing a new clinic.
I know for me it is, and it's the most common question asked by patients when they call our call center to book that initial appointment.
And you never want to give a new potential patient a reason not to book with you. I know in a lot of areas offering direct billing will give you a competitive edge. In other areas, it'll just keep you competitive.
For sure. It's a great marketing opportunity too. Include direct billing as a service on your website, in your online directory listings, and on your clinic's Facebook page and other social media listings.
Even your clinic's email signature can remind patients that this is a complimentary service at your clinic that you provide to make the best patient experience ever.
It's true. Even if other clinics in your area are offering this service, if you list it and sell it as an added benefit, people will see the value in it and come to you.
Exactly. It's a way to delight patients with a seamless experience from start to finish. You're creating wow experience, and that, coupled with your great care, will increase your word-of-mouth referrals and continue to get you new patients.
One important thing to note is that more Canadians than ever are turning to drug-free alternatives for their pain management. For instance, in 2001, 8.4% of Canadians sought care from a physiotherapist. In 2014, that number increased to 11.6% of the population.
Which means there are potentially new patients who have never experienced physiotherapy, chiropractic care, or massage therapy, but are willing to try.
It's true. We've already addressed the benefits existing patients are going to get from direct billing, things like lowering your patients' out-of-pocket expenses, decreasing the amount of paperwork they have to complete, and giving them that peace of mind that they can afford the full treatment. Those benefits would, of course, be the same for a new patient.
Maybe even more so for someone who's never experienced how the process works and are nervous to begin with.
Absolutely. Offering direct billing really gives new and existing patients alike that peace of mind.
And really, the only thing patients should be concerned about when they're in your care is their treatment.
Exactly. Going back to PVA for a moment, if you don't offer direct billing right now, take a moment to calculate your current PVA. Then, once you start offering and marketing your direct billing services, continue to calculate your monthly PVA to see if the improvement that you've made in that average. It's important because as you increase your PVA, you increase the lifetime value of that patient, which will lower your cost per acquisition, which is the cost of getting one new person to call and book with you. And we'll get into this more in future webinars about clinic marketing and branding, so leave a comment below if you have specific questions about this.
Those are all great points.
Which is why offering direct billing is so important to your business's financial health and bringing in those new patients, because it gives you that competitive edge and provides the peace of mind new patients need to start their treatment journey with you.
And I think this brings us back to one of our final points, and that's saving your clinic money.
Yes. Can you explain a bit how that might work?
Sure. So when you do direct billing, you'll lower the amount of money you pay in credit card fees. Depending on your agreement with a credit card payment processing company, you can pay anywhere from 1% to over 3% on each and every credit card transaction at your clinic.
Wow, that's a lot. I had no idea it was that much.
Yeah, and it adds up. The amount you pay is a percentage of the total transaction amount. So the higher the invoice is, the more you pay in credit card transaction fees.
Okay, so if you direct bill an insurance company for your services first, and a patient only has to cover that copay amount, you'll reduce your credit card fees.
Exactly. And if there is no copay, you eliminate them completely.
If you're paying upwards of 3 or even 4% on transactions, that really does add up.
It does. And the only other alternative would be to not accept credit cards at all, which just isn't an option these days.
Let's do a bit of a recap. By offering direct billing as a complimentary service at your clinic, you can expect to increase patient satisfaction, which will, of course, improve your patient visit average and get you more new patients by word-of-mouth referrals and marketing. And because you lower your per transaction amount, you'll reduce your credit card fees as well.
The case for doing direct billing is pretty obvious for me, but obviously I'm biased.
Yes, of course. But it does seem like a no-brainer to me as well. Let's look at some of the common objections that we hear from clinic owners and then try to realistically solve them.
I can start. One we hear all the time is that doing billing for patients means a lot more paperwork for the clinician or my front desk staff.
And I think we can eliminate this one almost instantly.
Yeah?
Well, any of our InnoCare software customers watching right now already know my answer, but InnoCare software has full billing integration.
That means a direct link to our eClaims system, correct?
It does. So InnoCare software is fully integrated with TELUS Health eClaims, meaning that you can submit, follow up, and report on all your claims in one place.
And paperless, just like the eClaims portal.
It is. InnoCare software keeps all of your files in one place under the patient file. You can also submit bulk claims and get instant confirmations. There's no follow-up, just submit, get confirmation, and continue invoicing the patient if there is a copay. One thing that's really helpful about eClaims and InnoCare software together is you know right away with real-time adjudication if a claim is approved or not, and also the reason why. Just to go back to the paperwork point for a moment, a lot of our viewers today might be worried about audits. Can you speak to that, Jason?
Sure. So when you take on the task of direct billing for patients, you become liable and can be audited. It's important to note that if a patient submits their claim, then they're the ones that are liable for any insurance discrepancies. So if it's not you, it's your patients. During an audit, you're typically required to send your treatment plan, chart notes, and other documentation of your care.
Okay, so if there's ever a reason not to chart on paper, it's auditing. InnoCare software gives you an audit proof, electronic paper trail of all your claim submissions that includes the patient's treatment plan, their chart notes, claim submissions, payments received for copays, and more, all attached to their patient file for easy retrieval. Just pull reports to easily provide information to auditors.
And again, having all of this stored electronically makes it easy to retrieve and submit. It's definitely less administrative work than having to individually copy and send each note by hand.
Administration is a common concern too. I know that some clinics won't take on direct billing because tracking cash flow can be difficult. Some insurers can take up to 2 weeks to pay.
That's not a problem if you set your clinic up to receive payments directly from insurers. It's called an assignment of benefits, and you can download that form on our website when you register.
That's a good point. For InnoCare software users, you can run report for claims that are unpaid or partially paid. There's also a balance report, which you can specify payer balances for. Again, keeping everything together in one place and easily tracked. So far, we've talked about common direct billing concerns like added paperwork and audit liability. What about passwords and differing submission methods based on each insurer you're dealing with?
Well, the great thing about eClaims is that we have 12 participating insurers. So you can direct bill for Great West Life, Manulife, Sun Life, and many more. You'll see them on the screen right now. And these insurers cover 85% of privately insured Canadians.
So it's one login to cover nearly every major insurance provider in Canada. And once your accounts are set up, you don't have to keep logging in. The same is true with InnoCare software. Not only that we have these integrations that will cover WSIB, OHIP, and other direct billing, you can of course learn about all of that on our website at innocare.ca/software/ICS.
I think one aspect of direct billing using the eClaims portal or a software integration like InnoCare is that you don't have to worry about insurance companies changing claim policies. All of that's updated in the system, so you'll be informed.
That solves another big worry clinicians and clinic owners often have about direct billing. It can be hard to keep up to date with changing requirements, and many can't afford to absorb the cost of denied claims.
I think that's the biggest benefit of using the eClaims portal. You'll know right away when a claim has been approved or denied and why.
So if you were to leave our allied healthcare provider viewers with one piece of advice, what would it be?
Well, it would be to sign up for eClaims for free and book a demo to see for yourself how InnoCare's software integration with eClaims simplifies the claim submission process.
That's great advice. You can book a demo by emailing sales@innocare.ca with demo in the subject line. That just about wraps up today's webinar. I hope we've given you real, usable information that will help you decide if direct billing is a service you'd like to offer at your clinic. Jason, can you tell our viewers how they can register for eClaims?
Sure. It's free to join, and you can register your business online at telushealth.com/eClaims. And I'd like to point out that there is no obligation. You can opt in or opt out of the service at any time.
And if you're an InnoCare software user, you can contact us using the information below to set up your direct billing integration. If you're not an InnoCare customer and would like more information about our billing integrations, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jason, and everyone for watching. If you liked today's webinar, please give us a thumbs up below and be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're always looking for new webinar topics, so if there's something that you'd like to see us chatting about, please add that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.